Well, the new year has brought a fresh start for us all, and for producers, it's brought the opportunity to focus on changes you might need to make on your farm operation for the year ahead. Host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney, joins us now with some insight. Happy New Year. Appreciate you joining us, Sean. So kicking off the new year, what are some suggestions for producers that want to set their business goals for 2024?
Hey, it's great to be with you here this morning, and Happy New Year to everybody out there in the RFD TV audience, as well as on Roll Radio 147. 2024 is going to be a great year. Okay, so when we're talking about goal setting, I think this is a really, really important practice. And I think some producers really overlook it, and they fall into the trap of, listen, weather has such a major factor. It doesn't matter all these other things. It's really what Mother Nature decides. And obviously that's a variable we can't control, but there are variables that we can. And this is where goal setting really fits in. One of the critical pieces is, of course, to write those goals down. You got to have something to review as the year progresses. You don't write them down. They're not top of mind. You can't review them. And what's going to happen, you're going to get to the back half of 24, being like October, November, and be like, oh, yeah, I was going to work on that, and I kind of forgot about it because they weren't written down. And there's a lot of data that shows goals have a lot more chance of coming through and you being successful in that goal setting if you do write those goals down. Make sure they have some stretch to them is another item. Don't sandbag it, as they say in golf, where you basically put up a fake handicap. You need to make sure that you've got some stretch in your goals that really challenge you, and if you do achieve them, it really pushes your farm business forward. And finally, I would also say that don't fall into the trap of recency bias. Don't just try to fix last year's challenges. Think about it from a broader data set. Think about the last 3 years. What are some of the areas where I need to improve on my strengths and maybe fix some of those weaknesses when we're setting some of our business goals for the upcoming year.
Now, from your perspective, what's the difference between systems and goals?
Yeah, I think systems are really, really important here. What does your farm management system look like? If we're just setting goals and they're kind of done in isolation, and there's nothing that really connects them, it's sort of like having a railway network with no track and just a bunch of stations littered all over the place. It really kind of makes no sense. So the system really is the track with those stations that connects them and really, really challenges you to think about, okay, so I've got these goals. I know they're important. This is something that I really, really need to focus on. What are those things that I have to do on a daily basis in order to give myself a higher level of probability to be able to achieve those goals? And you'll hear a lot of times people talking about it's not about goals, it's really, really about the systems.
So as the year progresses and variables change, what do you think about those goals that producers have? Should they evolve along the way as things change?
Yeah, great point. When I talk to producers across North America, when we talk about goal setting, one of the things I hear a lot is there's no point to setting goals because things change, right? And that's exactly true. But the reality is the goals can change too. Like, think about if you're in northern Montana. It's pretty dry. You're planning your season out of the year ahead based on a dry bias. Well, what if Mother Nature blesses us with a little bit more moisture than we have right now? Your goals can change, and because your plan changes, and so your goal should too. And so farmers are really comfortable changing their plans based on the conditions and the variables in front of them. Your goals kind of fit into that as well. So you can scratch them out and put something new in there based on as things, maybe there's a new geopolitical event or, like I said, weather. Your goals can change as well.
Right, they can ever evolve, but always keep moving forward. That's host of Real Ag Radio, Sean Haney. Appreciate your time. And you can catch Sean on his show, Real Ag Radio, which airs at 4:30 p.m. Eastern weekdays on Real Radio, Channel 147 on Sirius XM.